Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy weekend. What's going on, everybody? My name is Stevie Aisha Mills. I am from the great state of North Carolina, currently positioned in Roanoke, Virginia. But guess what? It's the conversation with Stevie. And today, y'all, we have such an amazing group of women. I love having just phenomenal people on this show. We talk about the why behind the what of what they do. And you all know that I'm like a big book anthology lover, so this makes me happy to introduce these women today. And we want to talk about their book. It says, there are a multitude of women shackled to the standards society has conditioned them to for centuries, never being able to reach the bar of perfection. Many women live a life entrenched in bitterness, rejection, lack of self-worth, and abandonment. Some have been taught to ignore the hurt. Some have become victims of the pain, and others believe that they are destined to live a life of hopelessness. Wow, that's deep. In spite of all of the hidden insecurities, women put on their capes of courage and proclaim to the world they are fine. I'm Fine, A Woman's Silent Cry, is a collaboration of 9 courageous women releasing their fears and breaking the cycle of pretending everything is fine. With boldness, they reveal past hurt, emotional breakdowns, and claim victory, all while finding strength through the pain. Y'all, I'm so excited about this book. I can't even talk, because I've been there. I should have been one of the people in the book. Our purpose is to break the cycle of the perfect woman image, dispel the lie of I'm fine, and encourage women to share their stories to help other women. Wow. Y'all just let all that sink in, right? And today we have, like I said, many of the authors here, but we want to start with the chief visionary of this project. Her name is Felicia Jones. And Felicia, please introduce us to you in the way that you think we should know about you.
Good morning. Yes, I am Felicia Jones. I am the author of I'm Fine, which is a woman's silent cry. And I'm also have other books out, as well as I Am Beautiful, which is a co-author with Teresa Howley. I also have out The Diamond in You, which is a self-help book for ladies to discover that diamond that is within themselves. And I also have a kid's book out called Eliana the Princess. And so I've been writing for quite some time, and this book here, I'm Fine, is just a vision that God has given me to help women dispel that perfect image that we all know about.
Girl, honey. It's so interesting. I'm right in this I'm Fine place because I don't know if you all have seen, yes, I did have a bad fall over the weekend. I'm okay. But that was kind of like abolishing the I'm fine of what happens in life. I am fine, but people need to know the truth. And so which way have you, really shared your truth in your heart without giving away too much of the book?
I pretty much, and it's funny that you said that about your fall. We always try to, say that we're fine and nothing's wrong, we're perfect, nothing's going on. But I pretty much like to live my life authentically and transparent. So in the book, I kind of reveal a lot of things that are hurt, some of the past hurts that I have had with my marriage, with my husband, sexually assaulting my child, things like that. And so a lot of the stories in the book are pretty much raw and giving it to you straight. And we hold back nothing so that we can actually help others reveal their pain and help others to let them know that, hey, we all have things that we all go through and we all have issues, but we definitely want to be able to share those once we have completed or once we have went through that transition to be able to help others.
Perfect. And I think that just the camaraderie of being someone who puts together book anthologies, book collaborations, I'm sure that you could have written this book yourself, right? I'm sure that you would have had a story that we could have read about. But why did you say, let me do an anthology instead of writing a book all by yourself?
I just wanted to get others. I know that everybody has different stories. Everybody has a story, and I believe that. And I just wanted to get others involved to share that story. Some of our authors are first-time authors, and so I wanted them to get that experience as well as being able to share their story.
That's a perfect segue for us, Felicia. Thank you so much. We'll be coming back to you to wrap us up. But what we want to do is to begin talking to some of the women who are found in the pages of this book. So, yes, who should we talk to next?
Well, you have Stacey Patterson. She is one of our other authors on the book, and she has done a great job with collaborating the poems that are in front of each chapter. Go ahead, Stacey.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. Excited that we get to feature all of you phenomenal women today. Let me know who you are. Let me know, just introduce yourself so that we could just begin to get a little bit more closer with who you are.
Well, again, my name is Stacey Patterson. I live in the Maryland area, right outside of D.C. I am a career professional. I work for the federal government. Writing has always been a passion for me, but I've never done anything professionally. I actually hadn't really shared anything that I had written to just about anybody until this project. I used to write a lot when I was younger, just kind of for myself, journaling and things like that. And then as life happened, I kind of let it go. And shortly before I found out about this project, I decided that I wanted to start back again. And then when I found out what Felicia was doing, I was like, you know what, this might be the perfect way for me to kind of get myself back in the groove of writing again. And the rest is history. And I'm so excited that I had the opportunity to be a part of this.
Perfect. Thank you. And so what would you say is one thing that you believe people should really purchase the book for? What do you think makes the book stand out from the crowded marketplace?
Well, first, I think that you get, I think somebody mentioned before, the raw and uncut version. The emotions that are held within the book, I think, are so powerful. Myself included, I'm very inspired by the stories that I've read from the other ladies in the book, and just from these last few days of us being live and available for purchase, the feedback that I've gotten has been just the totality of the emotions that are in the book and how they speak to people. I think, like you said, the market is crowded, but nobody else has our stories. So just for that alone, I think that the book is definitely something that everybody should purchase.
That's awesome. And without giving anything away, I want people definitely to buy the book. So talk about your chapter and where you were when you wrote that as far as your story. What did you decide to talk about in the book?
Well, actually, as Felicia mentioned, I wrote the poems that are throughout the book, and I decided to do that as opposed to a story. I actually found out about the project after it had began, so I didn't feel like I really had enough time to really fill the pages with my story. I didn't think that I was ready to do that in the time frame that I would have had, but I did believe that I could capture emotions that I believe can be transferred to all of us in the poems that I wrote. So when I joined the project, I brought the idea to Felicia about having the poems in there, and I wrote them blindly. I had not read anything that anyone had written at that point, and I basically just prayed, and I was like, Lord, please let these poems fit this book, because I really don't know what else to expect in the pages. And thankfully, everything just came together. When we got done, Ms. Jones came to me and asked, well, how do you think the poems should be fit into the story? She gave me like a little brief synopsis of what everyone else had written on, and we were able to just put them in there, and I think they provide a great transition from one story to the next. They don't speak specifically to any particular story, but more so emotions that I think that we all have. And it really wasn't difficult to write because, again, it's something that I think at some phase in life we all have those emotions. So that was really an easy task for me.
Perfect. I love it. That's very creative and innovative, and so I'm excited about that. Congratulations to you for having the ability to do that and be in this book, because that will definitely stand out from the crowded records. So is there anything else that we need to know about you or the book? You know, there are people who might be on Amazon right now who are like, I like this book, I like this book too. What do you think they need to know so they could buy our book? Look, I'm a secret author in this book.
Well, I think that just the fact, again, like I said, this is actually my first time being exposed to an audience of any number of people, actually, and I believe the same holds true for some of the other ladies on the project. This is our first time, so it would help just the average person to see I have a story and I can write it just as anyone else does. You don't have to be a professional writer. You don't have to have been in the business for a long time. Although the stories are professionally written, they come from somebody just like you, and you can do the same thing too, because as we've stated, you know, we feel that everybody's story can have an impact on someone else's life. So I think that, you know, just the fact that we are just like you, just like anybody else, and we've been able to come together and put this project together. Not only is it a good read, I think it may inspire people to maybe step out and write their own stories and put their own stories in print.
Yes. So whoever's on Amazon, whoever's on website today, y'all know that you need to get that because that was good. So, yes, please do me a favor. And thank you, first off. Thank you for being here. Please introduce the next wonderful person.
Thank you so much for having us. Up next, we are going to bring Miss Carolyn Wilson. She is an amazing woman. She's an educator, a professional. She's a mother. She has many hats, and she does them well, and her story is definitely an inspiration to me. I hope it inspires everyone else that has read the book. So, Carolyn Wilson, if you're ready.
Yes. Hello. Thank you so much, Stacey. Hi. How you doing? Good morning, everybody.
Yes, bringing that energy, girl. Woo.
Yes. I worked out this morning, so I'm a little fired up.
Yes, fired up and ready to go. We know
fired up and ready to go. Yes. Thank you for having us on this morning.
Welcome. You are welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm excited. I am excited. And we know that
you're excited.
We know that you're energetic, and we know that we can feel the excitement through the phone and through the radio and through all the different outlets that we're hearing this on. But I want to know, how can we feel that energy through the pages? What did you write about? What was your main message that you wanted to get out to the world in this book?
Wow. My main message was, and I'm pretty sure other people can relate to this, being in too deep. I'm just going to let that sit for a second. I'm going to let that sit for a second. Being in too deep. Have you ever been in too deep in a situation where you don't know why you're there, but you know you shouldn't be there, but you're still there anyway? You're just in too deep.
Too many to name, girl.
Too many exactly. So, you know, with my story, it is basically for that person to let them know, hey, I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm taking you through a journey of how you feel. So that way someone will know, okay, I'm not going crazy. Yes, this is valid. And you know what? There is a way to get out from being in too deep. And also for someone else to look at a person and say, well, why are you still there, so they can understand. So it's written for that purpose, for someone else to be able to walk in our shoes and someone who's in those shoes to be able to get out of them and find another pair to walk on.
Wow. Wow. That is deep, because I'm thinking about all the times, and I'm sure the listeners are too, when we could have been like, oh, my gosh, we need to get out of this, but we don't know how. Can you give us one of your life stories about how you got out of something that you were in too deep for?
See, that I'll give away my story.
Oh, you don't have one in the book. Okay, we got it. I'll give one of mine.
There's so many. Like, many of us, like I heard say, wear so many hats. So, one of the stories, like, I can basically, that story is revolved around domestic violence, and it's actually now called intimate partner violence, because it doesn't necessarily have to be domestic. Anybody that's intimate with you, because they know you're everything. They know what makes you tick. They know how to push those buttons. That's an intimate partner relationship. So it goes beyond domestic violence. So anyone who can push those buttons and know exactly how to just get under your skin, how to bring you down. They know how to bring you up, and they know how to bring. It's like you're a puppet. You become a puppet. So, that was pretty much my story. One of my many stories. And just getting out of that, trying to find a way to, I need to take control of my life again, because this is not fun. It's not fun. And I can say that I'm fine, and I thought that I was fine, but Lord knows I wasn't. Lord knows that I wasn't.
Wow. This is kind of like, girl, I just see a visual of like, girl, I'm fine, I got this, because that is what we say. We're like, I got this. I could carry all these 10 billion things on my shoulder and juggle these 1,000 trillion balls, and we're fine. And
absolutely.
That's like drowning, but we're fine. That's deep.
Oh, yeah, we're fine. We can put on the clothes, we can wear the mask, we can be a shell, because I became a shell, because it got to the point there was no substance to my insides any longer. You just saw the outside, and everything looked fine, because I portrayed everything to be fine, because that's what I wanted everyone to see. But on the inside, it was nothing there. It was already gone, because someone else had took it from me. So it's about finding that power and getting it back.
All right. See, we done got too deep now. We're going to have to move on.
I told you, in too deep. But anyway, that's my story. That's my tip.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We are excited about what the book is going to bring to the world and what your chapter is, because I can even feel all of the emotions when you came on the line, from the joy to being in that shell to, getting the shivers, like, ooh, that's deep. I can feel that, but I know that the readers will be able to. So thank you.
You're
and
quite welcome.
Please introduce our next phenomenal guest.
The next phenomenal guest is another person who I've been following since we've been doing this project together, and it's Eureka, and I am just so excited. When I read her story, I'm not going to talk about it, but she's an amazing woman. I'm going to say it's anime. I'm going to let her take it off from there.
Hello.
Hello, and we're like, who is anime? The only anime I know is Anime Bullock. So
yeah, let them eat cake. I get it.
Welcome to the conversation. Please do introduce yourself and let us know some about who you are.
My name is Eureka Kassar. I also go by Tasha, which I know is a lot easier for a lot of people, but my author name is Eureka. I currently work for the state of Texas. I'm a licensed professional counseling intern, and I've always had a passion for bringing out the best in people. And I guess this book was a challenge for me to bring out the best in me.
Wow. That was powerful. You guys are walking in power. I hope Felicia's like tweeting out some of this stuff, because this makes for good book marketing. Just what y'all said, what that statement was good. It was awesome, and that speaks to the book. I would like to know why
I wanted to be a part of writing this book for several reasons. The first is I had a story to tell, and it scared me. The fact that my story terrified me so much, I knew it was bigger than me, and someone else needed to hear it. I'm a strong believer, avid believer, that things happen to us and that the things we go through are not about us. I know we all have experienced the time someone was brave enough to tell their story. I remember sitting in audiences and listening to people tell their stories and thinking, wow, I'm not the only one going through this. And so that's what inspired me to tell my story, because I wanted to encourage and inspire other women and let them know that you're not the only one going through this.
Wow. I love things that are just transformational, and that's what I get from what you're saying. You know, transforming somebody from who they are currently to who they desire to be and who they may even dream of being. I think that is powerful. And so I've been listening this morning just to you all speak, and I've been listening with my head and my heart. Definitely in my head because of my position as the host of this show, but with my heart as well. And as you're speaking, what I get is that you're going through a transformational process. And when the readers read the book, and specifically your chapter, because you're going through that transformational process, they shall too. And you will, be surprised by how many people you will bless through the pages of you taking that one step to get your story out. And I think that is so profound. And I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And so the question that I really want to make sure we get from you is, what is that thing, that big thing that you're like, I am so scared to do that, but this is the next step in my journey that I know I must do?
I think this book was I'm also a first-time author, and so I think it came up for me last year that, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And so in January, I started a writing workshop, and it was how to write a book in 10 days. And I struggled through that course, all of the fears that of what will people say when I tell my story? Will people believe my story? How will my family react? Because a lot of things that I speak about in my story, my family hadn't heard before. And so that scared me. But I pressed on, and I didn't complete the book in 10 days. However, I believe that God presented another opportunity when Felicia sent a message about being a part of this book, and it was already prepared. So I had already done the work, and so and struggled and cried and truly walked through that healing process and understanding how far I've come and acknowledging that. And when this opportunity presented itself, I was able to step out of fear, step out on faith, and just submit it to her, knowing that this story had to be told. So that was my greatest fear, and I conquered it, and I'm excited about it, and it's still fearful and frightful because telling your story, you have to feel safe, and that's a big thing for me, the safety of my story and being able to. But then I have to realize that it's bigger than that, and it's bigger than me, because I want other people to have a safe place to tell their stories. And I hope that as people read my story, that it helps them seek out safe places and safe people to be able to tell their stories.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I have Carolyn took us all the way up, and you've given us back that solid land, that solid ground to walk upon, and I appreciate that. And thank you for being here. Please do introduce the next.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You are so welcome. Please introduce the next phenomenal woman.
I would like to introduce Miss Audrey Blocker, an extremely brave woman who was fearless enough to share her story with the world and share a piece of herself with us.
Hello. Thank you for that introduction.
I know. Wasn't that phenomenal? I think her introduced me. No, I was giving phenomenal introductions today. And so, welcome to the conversation with Stevie. Please do introduce yourself and tell us why you said yes to being in this dynamic work.
Okay, well, my name is Audra Blyther. I am the founder of Divine Treasure Ministries and the creator of Beautiful Sisters United. I chose to be a part of this book because I really just wanted to inspire people to see that there is life after the storm. My story in the book it was a piece that was inspired by those who were victims of Hurricane Katrina. And my story tells about a young lady who woke up with, everything perfect. Her day started out beautiful and shiny and everything was in order. And then all of a sudden the storms of life hit. And she was just left feeling hopelessness because she lost everything. And even with some of her friends and family surrounding her, she still felt empty inside. And she lost all hope for a while there. And a lot of us do that in life, pretend to be okay even when we're surrounded by friends and family. And she lost everything. So she had to get to a place of healing and coming back and regaining her desire and will to live again. And I shared the story because I wanted people to know that even in your darkest time, that there's still life after the storm if you just hold on and you believe. And sometimes we have to be transparent and get away from pretending that everything in life is fine and putting up that brave front to know that it's truly okay to be transparent and open and lay it on the lines and say, I'm not okay. I'm not dealing with it. I've lost everything. I feel hopeless. I feel empty. And allow people to come in to encourage you and uplift you and get you back to that place where you can breathe again and truly be grateful. And that was my part in the story. I'm truly grateful.
Wow. Y'all, this book is like fire because what has happened here and what we've heard, and especially with you bringing in that piece about Hurricane Katrina, which we all remember watching on the news and feeling for people, that truly went to a different place in my heart when you said that because I cannot imagine being there. I don't know that some of us would have been so strong to have survived it. Can you imagine, listeners, just being in a place where you feel you are hopeless, people won't help you, controversy is going on, and you're just trying to live? Like, that sends, like, chills in my body because only the strong shall survive in a place like that, and the hurricanes that come in life and the things that are thrown at us, that is what your chapter is about, and that is what you are presenting to the world. So that is amazing. What would you say, again, to the person who is trying to make a decision to buy this particular book? We know, I know why people should buy it, but from your heart, why do you think they should?
I think they need this book in their life. I mean, at point blank, plain and simple. I mean, it tells our stories of coming from the bottom back to the top. I mean, it shows that we are resilient and that we can live a victorious life if we choose to. We don't have to stay the victim no matter what it is, if it's sexual trauma, if it's domestic violence, if it's losing absolutely everything, even the death of a loved one, which can be absolutely tragic. It shows that we as women can survive and move on through it. And our stories are so powerful because they're uplifting and inspiring. It pulls you out of the trenches and moves you on to a higher depth in life. And I believe that anybody that gets their hands on this book and reads that story, they can't walk away from it not being inspired to live a happier, healthier, fulfilling life through the stories that we've shared.
Wow. I am going to ask you to please do me a favor and introduce the next phenomenal woman. I appreciate your time today, and thank you.
Absolutely. I would love to introduce our phenomenal and beautiful sister, LaShondra Sanders.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. I'm just so overjoyed, elevated. I feel like we could go out and change the world on the back of these stories. So please tell me a little bit about what you wrote and why you decided to write in this particular book.
I wrote a little bit about my son and me being a single mom and working a full-time job that will take you down through there. It will take you down through there trying to balance life. I kind of talk about how trying to balance life, working and taking care of your child and stepping into entrepreneurship. I started doing that a couple of years ago when my son went through a tragic accident, and I didn't have a choice but to depend on entrepreneurship and taking that next step and letting go of fear and being able to let God just take control of my next step in life. So that's when I think my faith really, really stepped into my life, me having to dig down and see deep down inside and have that faith of a size of a mustard seed. That's when I really started learning, okay, let me just let God have this right here because this is something really emotional that I don't know how to deal with.
Wow. That's awesome. And that is another tweetable. Let God have this right here because this is something I don't know how to deal with. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, when you, today, some of the stuff you all need to tweet out. The PR person in me is taking over now because I'm like, this is how you get more eyes on your book, to tweet out some of these things. I'm like, do y'all know what gold? This is amazing. This is amazing that you all are just walking, you believe so wholeheartedly in this book and the mission and the vision of what is happening that it's life to you. And I can't wait to the book tour. Look, I can't wait to the movie. I can't wait. I see big things for you all. So, yes, what exactly do you think is the one thing holding so many people back from saying, girl, I am not fine, honey. I am losing it. I don't know what to do. I don't want to say that I'm fine anymore. Why do you think we continue saying I'm fine?
Because we try to juggle so much, so many things. I know this from experience to this day right now. And my mom she's always told me that, but I really, really lately, she said you can't handle everything. You have to let somebody take something off your plate. And God has been speaking to me about that too lately, that it's okay that you don't do this. It's okay to let someone help you. It's okay to let someone encourage you so that you don't have to have all that weight on you, because people don't know, actually, I can walk around with a smile and tell people, you're beautiful and hey, and ask you about your kids. I try to be that person, but sometimes, on the inside or at home, I have a million things going on, and I'm like, God, what do I need to do? And he's like, give it to me. He always says, give it to me, and let it go. Like, set it and forget it. Let him have it. Some things he'll let us play with, I'll let you handle this, but you need to let me take care of this. And then I'll give you the next piece so you can take that next step. So you won't have all this burden on you. Because when I switched up, when I started my job, I didn't know what my next steps was going to be. I was trying to take on this and that, and for us right now in life, but I had to step back. You got to step back, say, okay, God, I'm going to let you have this so that we won't be so tied down in life that we can enjoy life and enjoy what God has for us and what's next. Because he didn't put us here to worry. That's not what he wants us to do. Worrying just leads to stress. He wants us to have, hope and faith and love to enjoy life. So I just feel like if we could just understand that on our day-to-day, to just take every day a day by day, let it go, and let someone or let God help you, send you to the right person or someone to you so you won't have to carry everything. This book right here kind of let me understand that it's okay. Felicia helped me to let go. She helped me to let go some of the burden that I had. So I would say everybody should get this book because everyone is phenomenal. Everybody can relate to all these stories. And I can say God did this. So.
Amen. God did this. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. What I want to do is to bring Felicia back to the virtual stage. Felicia, how are you?
Yes, ma'am. I am great. I am awesome.
I am in awe. I think that's what I am. I'm in awe because this is like diamond, right? We can't say it's gold. We can't say it's platinum. We have to say it's diamond. And so this is what it is. And I think that it's just been a wonderful work. And I think that we heard from every one of the authors who are here with us today. But what I want to really hear from you is what we didn't cover. Because I believe that sometimes as a visionary, there are things you're like, I wish this could come out. I wish that people knew this. And so what I want to do right now is to open the floor for you just to talk about those things that we might not have covered in the conversation today.
We've covered a lot of ground today. I think that, again, everyone has a story, and that's just our main goal and purpose of this book was to debunk the perfect woman image. I mean, we see that so many times. We hear, even our friends, sometimes our friends don't tell us everything. There are things that they're going through that they don't even talk about, and they want to be strong. But, our hopes is to debunk that myth that we're fine. We're not fine. We want to be able to share our story, be able to talk to other women, and to encourage them to be transparent, to be free, release the shackles. And so we did have about 3 other authors that weren't able to make it. And, their stories are phenomenal. Yvette talks about her story about having cancer and overcoming that. That's powerful, and how she was able to do that. And I know Marcia, she even mentioned in her story about her mother and how she encouraged her to just be. And that is even awesome as well. So, we've covered a lot of ground, and I think that we've pretty much covered everything. It's just basically just sharing your story and with confidence.
Awesome. I know that I believe that the publisher of the last book that I was in, Teresa, she's one of your authors too, correct?
I didn't hear the question.
I'm sorry. So I believe that one of the authors actually published the book that I recently was in, Teresa Holly Howard. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And even in her story, she even talks about how she overcomes domestic violence and how she pretty much portrayed that she was fine when she really wasn't. And we say this all the time. I mean, and I have to come up with a new when somebody asks me how you doing, I'm blessed. We got to come up with something else instead of saying I'm fine.
Yes, yes. I know the one question that people are just like dying to know because we haven't uncovered it yet, and I wanted you to do this. But how can we get the book? Where is it at?
Well, the way we have it set up is each individual author is producing their own sales. Of course, the book is on Amazon, but we are selling that book, each individual author. So you can go to each individual author's page on Facebook, and you can obtain their links to their book sites, or you can go on Amazon. I know that it is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, BAM, what have you. So they're all out on the online retailers' pages.
Awesome sauce. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming by to have a conversation with me. What I do at this point in the shows is definitely we spotlight one business a week, and so I'm going to talk about a business that I do believe is really in line with this message. It's funny how God just works things out. And so the thing that I want to do is to talk about Hope Inspires Hope. I love that name, Hope Inspires Hope. And I want to talk about this business because today we talked about so many triumphant stories about saying I am not fine, right? I'm fine we're going to get rid of that. We're going to say I'm full of hope. I know that's right. Tell Stevie now.
Yes, yes.
Hope Inspires Hope. And so how you can get in contact with them is hopeinspireshope.com. But I want to tell you all about this so that you all, especially you, Felicia, can see how alignment is today and how you have just done a great work in this world. I congratulate you. But
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Hope Fuller, CEO. She's the founder of Hope Inspires Hope. It's a personal strategic development firm. Helps women with big dreams and big goals to allow missteps, setbacks, and roadblocks to prevent them from pursuing their ideal life. She is known as the Hope Strategist, and she has created a system that guides those that are stuck in a rut move from hopeless to hopeful. And so
wow.
Some of the questions she asked is like, did you complete an advanced degree and now realize your career choice is no longer meaningful to you and you're ready to change the direction of your career? Yes, I did. Are you an entrepreneur stuck inside the body of a worker bee? Have you become disengaged from your life? Do you believe your purpose is greater than your present situation? If you can answer yes to any of these questions, then you need to reach out to Hope Inspires Hope. And I really am excited about this because I know how collaborations work, and I can see you all collaborating together. This book definitely would be a blessing to the women who connect with Hope Inspires Hope, and Hope Inspires Hope could be a blessing to you all. So Hope Inspires Hope. It's time to breathe hope into your dreams. Yes. I am uplifted on this Saturday morning. Yes, I am still healing, but that doesn't mean my mind is broken or bruised. So it is Stevie Aisha Mills from the great state of North Carolina, currently positioned in Roanoke, Virginia. And everybody, if you want to stay connected to me, just know how to spell my first name, Stevii. Not I-E, but I. And you can find me at Stevie.com. You can find me all over social media. And, of course, you can find me on The Conversation. So thank you again, authors, for being here today. We appreciate your time, your wisdom, your energy, your joy. Felicia, you know I appreciate you, and thank you for all that you're doing to change the world. And so, you guys, I never say have a great day. I always say make it a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you have the power to do so. Bye for now.